A son of a sage, with a weapon in his hand, yet deep austerity in his soul. A divine incarnation whose fury made mighty empires tremble. A being whose vow reshaped the history of Earth 21 times. And a warrior saint whom many still believe lives even today in the sacred mountains and forests of India, meditating in silence, waiting for the final age. But the question remains, who was God Parshuram? Was he merely a symbol of rage? Or was he the most uncompromising and extraordinary incarnation of God Vishnu, born to restore the balance of righteousness? And is it true that even now he continues his penance on Mount Mahendra, awaiting the arrival of God Kalki, the final avatar? This is the story of one of the most feared, revered, and mysterious figures in Hindu sacred tradition. When the earth was overwhelmed by tyrannical kings, when warriors meant to protect the people had become intoxicated with pride, greed, and oppression, when royal duty had collapsed into cruelty, the gods turned to God Vishnu for help. God Vishnu saw that the moral order of kingship had broken. The world no longer needed just a protector. It needed a force that combined the wisdom of a sage with the unstoppable resolve of a warrior. And so, in the sacred Bhrigu lineage, to the great sage Jamadagni and Mother Renuka, a divine child was born. His name was Rama, but history would remember him by another name. Because he wielded the celestial axe gifted by God Shiva, he came to be known as God Parshuram, Rama of the Axe. The moment of his birth was said to be unlike any other. The forest fell into silence. The flames of the sacrificial fires stood still. Birdsong faded into calmness. The sages present felt an overwhelming presence. This was no ordinary child, but a divine force born for the protection of cosmic law. From childhood, Rama displayed extraordinary brilliance. He mastered the Vedas, martial sciences, meditation, discipline, celestial weapons, and sacred philosophy with astonishing ease. Yet what made him truly unique was not his strength, it was his ascetic spirit. As a young man, he journeyed into the icy heights of Kailash to perform severe penance to God Shiva. Snowstorms raged, wild beasts roamed. Years passed in isolation, yet his meditation never broke. Moved by this unimaginable devotion, God Shiva finally appeared before him. "You are born for the protection of righteousness." God Shiva then bestowed upon him the divine axe, mastery over celestial warfare, sacred weapons, and the blessing of invincibility. From that moment onward, Rama became God Parshuram. One day, Mother Renuka went to the river to fetch water. For a brief moment her mind was distracted by a passing thought. Through his yogic vision, sage Jamadagni perceived this. To test the obedience, detachment, and spiritual discipline of his sons, he issued a severe command. All the other sons stepped back in fear. But Rama, seeing his father's command as supreme duty, obeyed without hesitation. This episode is not merely a tale of severity. It symbolizes an ancient Vedic ideal of discipline, renunciation, and absolute surrender to spiritual authority. Yet what followed reveals the compassion within God Parshuram. When sage Jamadagni, pleased by his obedience, offered him a boon, Parshuram immediately asked for his mother's life to be restored and her memory of the event erased. This moment shows the profound balance within him, terrible discipline joined with boundless compassion. Then came the event that changed the destiny of kingdoms. The mighty Emperor Kartavirya Arjuna, also known as Sahasrarjuna, once arrived at Jamadagni's hermitage. There he witnessed the miraculous power of the divine cow Kamadhenu, whose sacred abundance could provide for all. What began as wonder quickly turned into greed. The king attempted to seize Kamadhenu by force. When God Parshuram returned and saw this injustice, the fierce fire of divine wrath erupted for the first time. What followed was not merely a duel between two men. It was a clash between dharma and arrogance. Thunder roared across the sky. The earth trembled beneath their weapons. The battlefield blazed with celestial force. And in the end, God Parshuram struck down Sahasrarjuna. But this victory planted the seeds of an even greater war. Consumed by vengeance, the sons of Sahasrarjuna attacked the hermitage in Parshuram's absence. There, they committed the unforgivable. They killed sage Jamadagni. When God Parshuram returned and saw the lifeless body of his father, grief transformed into a cosmic vow of a son. It was the awakening of divine justice itself. He made a terrifying oath: "I shall cleanse the earth of corrupt warrior dynasties 21 times." And with that began one of the most legendary campaigns in sacred history. Across kingdoms, cities, forests, and battlefields, God Parshuram waged war against rulers who had abandoned righteousness. This was not destruction for conquest. It was the purification of power. It was the restoration of sacred kingship. It was justice carried by the hand of divine fury. 21 times the earth was said to be rid of tyrannical warrior rulers. 21 times history was rewritten. And yet the most astonishing moment came after victory. God Parshuram did not claim a throne. He did not build an empire. He did not seek wealth, fame, or sovereignty. After freeing the earth from Adharma 21 times, Bhagwan Parshuram Ji had no pride of victory in his heart. For him, this was never just about war. It was a sacred vow to restore Dharma. When peace was once again established in all 4 directions, and when the people finally began to live without fear, he made a decision that made him eternally Mahan in history. Bhagwan Parshuram Ji donated the entire earth to Maharishi Kashyap. This was not just the donation of land. It was the highest example of detachment, sacrifice, and dharmic discipline. The one who had conquered the whole world with his unmatched power gave it away without even the slightest attachment. When Maharishi Kashyap accepted the donation, he told Parshuram Ji that the earth now belonged to him as a sacred gift, and once something is donated, the giver no longer has any right over it. Bhagwan Parshuram Ji accepted this truth with complete respect. He asked no questions and showed no attachment. This was the greatest strength of his character. After victory came sacrifice, after power came humility, and before Dharma came complete surrender of the self. Now the question before him was, where would he himself stay? Then he moved towards the western direction, where the endless ocean stretched to the horizon with its mighty roar. Everywhere there was only water. Massive waves were crashing against the rocks, creating a thunderous echo. Standing on that seashore, Bhagwan Parshuram Ji lifted his divine axe in his hand. His resolve was clear. He threw his axe into the sea. According to ancient belief, the sea retreated up to the point where the axe landed. The waters slowly moved back, and from within them, a new land began to emerge. This new land was considered extremely sacred. In tradition, it became known as Parshuram Kshatriya, and many beliefs in South India connect it with present-day Kerala and the western coast. After war, this was Bhagwan Parshuram Ji's form of creation, where once there was only water, now fertile land, forests, riverbanks, and the seeds of a new civilization began to appear. Sages arrived there, yagnas were performed, hermitages were established, and a new stream of dharma began to flow. This was the moment when Bhagwan Parshuram Ji was remembered, not only as the destroyer of a dharma, but also as the creator of a new civilization. Once life had begun on this sacred land, Bhagwan Parshuram Ji established it on the path of dharma as well. His purpose was never just destruction. His true mission was balance, destruction where needed, and creation when the time was right. This divine balance is what made him one of Bhagwan Vishnu Ji's most unique avatars. After this, Bhagwan Parshuram Ji departed towards Mahendra Parvat. Surrounded by dense forests, towering mountains, and waterfalls, that region became his land of tapasya. It is believed that even today, he remains there in deep meditation. Ages changed, dynasties rose and fell, but in the silent caves of Mahendra Mountain, his tapasya is said to continue even now. Many believe that he is waiting for the arrival of Bhagwan Kalki at the end of Kali Yuga, so that once again, he may guide the restoration of Dharma. This was the stage where Bhagwan Parshuram Ji's divine journey entered its most mysterious form, from war to tapasya, from anger to peace, and from destruction to creation. In the Treta Yuga, his presence was felt again at the grand Slayamvara of Mother Sita, when God Ram broke the mighty bow of God Shiva. The energy of that event summoned God Parshuram. He appeared in blazing anger, but the moment he recognized the divine essence of God Vishnu within God Ram, his fury dissolved into reverence. In that sacred meeting, he transferred his spiritual brilliance and warrior energy forward into the next age of Dharma. Even in the Dwapara Yuga, his legacy endured. He became the legendary teacher of some of the greatest warriors in epic history, Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Karna. This reveals a profound truth. God Parshuram does not belong to one era alone. He is a guardian of the eternal transmission of sacred warfare, discipline, and divine justice across ages. He is counted among the 7 immortal beings, the Sapta Chiranjeevi. Ancient tradition holds that he still lives. Many believe he continues his penance upon Mount Mahendra, hidden from ordinary sight, preserving the knowledge of celestial weapons. And when the final age reaches its darkest moment, when God Kalki descends to restore cosmic order, it is said that God Parshuram himself will become his martial guru, which means his story is still unfinished. Its final chapter belongs to the future.